I think the next 30 years will be really exciting. I think the way people consume programs is going to change. We're now bringing on more diverse people in the broadest sense. I think that's really exciting because we haven't heard these stories, so who knows what stories people are going to tell going forward. Oh, my day-to-day. As a founder of the company, I spend a lot of time talking to people, finding out what they want to do, talking about ideas, thinking about the future, thinking about stories that haven't been told yet and the points of view that those stories haven't been told from yet. So most of my time is just spent listening and talking and meeting fantastic people. I just left the BBC and I was doing some work for another company, and that's where I met my business partner. She used to pitch ideas to me when I was an exec at the BBC, and we discovered that we liked similar things. We liked the same stories. We liked to work in a diverse way with lots of different people. We just kind of look at the world in a very similar way, even though we're very different people. And I think the first thing we did was Been So Long, the film. Is that a lie? No, that's a lie. That's actually a lie. Sorry. Because we were doing things for other people as well. So as we were working with other people just to earn some money, we were developing our own projects. And the first project that really came off was Been So Long, which was the feature film that was written by Che Walker. You know, I've been an indie for most of my career, but I did have that time at the BBC. So I did see both sides of the coin, and I think what I learned from that is know thyself. First of all, I thought I was going to be a PE teacher. That was the path I was on. But then I was also really interested in, you know, from a really young age, like 15, 16, feminism. I don't think I really knew what it meant, but I knew that the way young women were treated wasn't right, and I didn't like it. And I also knew that the way people who weren't white were portrayed in film and TV was very narrowly based, and I didn't like that either. So I think it was a gradual move towards, well, how do you get to say what you want to say and get as many people as possible to hear it and see it? And so film and TV sort of became an obvious thing to do. But it did take me a couple of years, you know, between the age of 15, 16 and then applying to uni age, I think it was about, because I took a year out, 18, 19, to do film. It took a while for me to get round to that point.
What about your biggest achievement personally?
Still being in the industry after 30 years is quite an achievement. Always trying to tell stories from a diverse perspective, even when the world that I was working with wasn't as open to that viewpoint as they are now. It's an achievement to get made the things that I've been part of getting made. The most exciting part of my job is when someone tells you about an idea they've got and you just, in your heart and soul, you think, that is something I want to be involved with. That's a story I want to be a part of. And that's a story I don't want anyone else to make apart from me. That's a good day. That's a really good day. And that's when the work actually begins, because that's when you have to get other people on board to give you money. How do you raise £20 million? Well, yeah.
Go and answer that one.
Sell your soul. You know, if I was 25 and I thought, I'd quite like to make TV or film, this would be the one time I would say, go for it, because you actually stand a chance of having a career and raising the money you need. And I think it's also a really brilliant time to find like-minded spirits and to find people who will help you and who you can help. I think this is a brilliant time to be part of this industry. I'm still excited, and the fact that the changes have happened so recently just keeps you going. You know things can change even more, things can get even better.